Hi everyone, this is Raghu Rajaguru with 401 team at Royal LePage Ignite. Thank you so much for joining me yet again on another video, and I hope you had a beautiful long weekend and happy Thanksgiving to everybody. So let's get started. One of the most asked questions by somebody who's looking to invest in a property is where is a good investment? It's a great question because, and I asked them, so what do you define as an investment? What's the end goal for you? Do you want to buy something where you want to keep it and your exit plan is to perhaps sell in the next 10 years or 15 years, or do you want to go live in it, right? So the end plan or the exit plan is very important because that ties into your decision that you're making today. So for example, if you wanted to go buy a condominium, let it be in Scarborough or downtown Toronto, because at one point in life you want to sell your detached home and you want to go live there, then that plan is obviously tied to the decision that you're making today. However, if you're just purely buying it for the purpose of investment, then you shouldn't really worry about where you're buying, but what you're making at the end of the day. As far as I'm concerned, an investment property is only an investment property if it's giving you money at the end of the month every month, right? So it's cash flow positive. If your investment property is not cash flow positive, then it's not investment, it's just speculation. You can speculate that, I think because the prices in Scarborough for condominium are cheaper than downtown, they're going to catch up at one point. That's speculation. It may catch up, it may not catch up. The trend is good now, but nobody knows what is going to happen in the market in 3 months, in 6 months, in 9 months, because things can change in a day, right? So if you're looking for investment property, number one, and you should probably decide what you want to do with it in 10-15 years. So purely if it's just, hey, I want to sell it, I want to make money off of it, I don't want to go and live in it, I don't want to maybe give it to my son, daughter. If nothing like that applies, then you should be looking for something that makes you money from the get-go. Now, obviously, these kind of properties can be a little bit hard to find, but they do exist. They do exist in all markets, and you just got to look for them. And number two, when you're buying an investment property, I have a lot of issues with so many clients of mine that really tend to buy with heart instead of buying with their mind. It's investment property. Numbers don't lie at the end of the day, so you got to make sure the numbers are right. As long as the numbers are right, then it should be good. They often make the mistake of imagining themselves living in this investment property. Hence, that's not the case because it's an investment property and you're not buying to live in it, right? And number three, it pretty much ties into what I said in the beginning. Just make sure you have an exit plan, right? Don't buy an investment property speculating and thinking that, the value is going to go up next year. The value is going to go up in 2 years. Make sure you give yourself at least, 5 years, so that you have an exit plan after 5 years. What are you going to do with it? Are you going to keep it? Are you going to sell it? Or do you want to leave it for another 10 years, right? Generally, in Greater Toronto area, real estate doubles, if not at least goes up by 80% every 10 years, right? Generally speaking, ever since the Toronto Real Estate Board started. So if that's the case, then what do you want to do with it, right? What is your plan? So then at the end of the day, make sure that when you're making these decisions, first, you're comfortable with the area. You know the area, you've done enough research about the area, and don't push yourself to the limit where the investment property is going to really, mess with your cash flow, right? So if you have a certain amount of cash flow that you can afford, don't push yourself to the level where you're pretty much on the brink, and you can barely afford this property, but you're just buying it for the sake of investment. Don't do that, right? Make sure that even after you buy the investment property, you're doing okay on your side for cash flow and etc., right? Okay, so that's pretty much it. There are a lot of areas where you can invest under $550,000 and you can still get a good return. And I'm not lying, many of these areas do lie in GTA, so the Greater Toronto area. It might not be downtown Toronto, but it is definitely here. So if you're curious and if you've been thinking about, maybe putting some money into investment property, call me at 416-712-2006 for a private consultation at my office, and we can run through some numbers for you. Thank you. Again, it's 416-712-2006. Thank you again. Have a wonderful day.